to my channel. Aries, Aries, Aries. Divine timing, right? Oh, Sage. Divine timing, right? Guys, our second to last. Last but not least will be Taurus. But everything in divine timing. And I personally know some Aries as well as Taurians that are actually going through a lot right now. So it makes me more trusting in divine timing. Let's get to your reading, guys. In your meditation, I heard very strongly courage and dreams. Dreams being taken two ways, literally. And in terms of your goals, got hope wanting to be seen. Your bottom of the deck cards are death, clear cognizance, and justice. And there's, wow, this was the card that was at the bottom of the deck as I let your cards sit, you know. And of course I reintegrate the energy, and it went from buried in earth to death. I really think you guys did some soul gathering. Took some time for yourself. And you there's this energy where you just allowed transformation to happen. It's not like you forced it. It's not like it was much work. It's like, look at that support. The load was lightened through the recognition of the support and the love and the help that you have. Your ability to attract helpful nouns, people, places, things, whatever. You have this capability of what I can release, I can create. As to where most people believe they've got to hold so tightly to their dreams, their manifestations, their expectations. You're like, what's that Chris Brown song? I'm hearing it. Something about blowing in the wind, let the sparks fly, something, you know, that's like your current energy. Let that shit blow in the wind. Look at that. Look at the insects. The insects are often navigating through the winds, taking flight, rising above. Look at that. We have the birds. This lighting is horrible, guys. Sorry. There's an outdoorsy, go with the flow, meditative, ascension, justice, clarity, divine interpretations type of energy here. And it's just like, well, shit, you got all the components you need to make something pop, you know, to make it happen. You got the balanced scales and the sword of truth, the sword of justice. Expression with flute, and that's another airy card. And you guys, air feeds fire. You're a fire sign. You're an Aries. You're a trailblazer. I just thought about the cars, or the trucks rather, and how they always say that trailblazers are long lasting. You get a trailblazer, you keep it for a long time. And it's interesting that they're bringing me to that, because I just said you guys are trailblazers. You have endurance. You hang in there. Of course, we all need our maintenance, but it's like, shit, wealth is continual. Wealth means you have enough to offer. You know, like that saying, don't give what you can't afford to give what you can't be okay with not receiving back. It's like, don't loan out what you can't afford to get back. And some of you are like, shit, I give what I can, but I'm not gonna drain my will, you know. And the reason they had me say drain my will is because it's like, You're in this healing place where you're going into the depths of self, going into those emotions that are deep down and in the dark, and you're coming back out and bringing it to the light. And you're using spirit. Water is symbolic of spirit and so many other things, but you're using that water, that spirit, that passion, that drive that you're pulling up out of the depths of yourself, and you're giving it over as we changed it, as an offer to the divine. This is a part of myself. Let me be of order, service, structure, belief, obtainment, upper chakras, future oriented. You guys are just kind of in this energy like where it's keep it all going. Keep it going down. Bring that emotions up to the surface to be transmuted. We had death, to be transmuted in order for me to heal. The only way to move on from this well is to run it dry. Run it dry. Put myself in a position where I'm obligated to move forward, to ascend higher. There's an energy here where some of you, there's things that really had to be stripped away for you to get off your ass and move. Spirit had to really take some things from you, some nouns from you, including thoughts, emotions. Spirit had to take some things from you in order for you to get down to the bottom, the nitty-gritty, shapeshifter, perspective, challenge, trickster. And yeah, there's an energy here where Spirit had to manipulate some things in your reality. I can't think of that thing where it's reality shifts in front of you. They call it matrix moments or time jumps or whatever you want to have. There's little shit it's going to begin to add up. If you got things that are like, I know I put this here. And you got to understand, you put out your own energy field. You can shift shit in your reality, It's not always the universe playing tricks on you. It's not always, these shape-shifting moments where things are changing form in your face. Sometimes it's just a perspective. Some of you, I'm hearing when the filter comes off, when the tint comes off and you begin to see things a lot more clearer, it's not that reality is necessarily shifting so fast. It's that you're just seeing the truth of what always was. It's like having a filter, like I'm about to get on y'all. Like these people who use a filter on every picture, and then it's like when you see the real picture, it's just like, well, how is anybody going to know your truth, who you truly are, your physical, your true self, if you're always putting yourself on this filtered plateau? It's like mask off, mask off, mask off. That's what I feel. I gotta look at this. Sacred sites and purpose. Hell yeah, mask is off. Challenge. Crystals amplify. Use some. Oh, I've got another piece that's come off. Wow, guys, this crystal has been. Last few readings, I'm just like, okay. Energy is popping. Energy is strong. It's definitely coming through on the board. It's coming through the crystals. It's coming through the channelings. Y'all not playing no games. Nobody. And good, because we're going into 2020. Fast. 2020. That's hindsight. What I'm channeling right now, guys, hey, that's hindsight. 2020. Hindsight is 2020. So all this shit is going to come together, and you're going to see the bigger picture. Moving into 2020, you're going to begin to really see how everything played out for your benefit. I'm seeing it like, wow, this, you know what? I was going to say stairs, but this is, in my meditation, the way they showed me progression. It was like someone on an escalator. And it's constantly moving forward, right? The universe is constantly conspiring in your favor. The divine and your spirit team are constantly conspiring in your favor, right? The only times we're not going forward or going up is when we choose to take steps backwards. Because the divine is moving us forward constantly. We can walk with the flow and speed it up, or we can walk backwards and be in an endless loop. Sort of similar to karma. We have awakening at the bottom. You can wake yourself up and transcend. I almost said transition. Wow, we have death again, guys. This was your bottom of the deck card. You guys, this is a very transformative and transmuting energy. This is a seeing the light and recognition that I'm infinite. There's this galaxy type feel within this vessel of this person. You can't really see it because YouTube sucks with their camera. My lighting is sucking today. Okay, forget it. But you get where I'm going with this. You're seeing the truth. You're seeing the light. You're ready to walk into that balance, that truth. It's just what it feels like. That's what it feels like. In the transformation of self, there's a transformation of reality. There's a transformation of perspective. There's a transformation of health. Some of you, there's even on a personal level, you're beginning to like your body more. You're beginning to love yourself and your appearance, your body, your shape. That's what I was hearing specifically initially. I'm even hearing like your hair is growing faster or better or stronger. Your nails are it's almost like a pregnancy. And it really was a toss-up. This here, it kept giving me the Empress and the pre-shuffle. And the Empress was almost the bottom of the deck card, but they told me to shuffle again, so I did, and we got Justice. But there's definitely like a fertility here. Or some of you are even speaking to your cells and speaking life into your body, into the things you consume. And I'm even hearing like to explain, if you're not the kind of person that's a regular prayer, there's an energy here where even if you don't identify with the term prayer, or you're not someone who prays over your food or whatever, there's an energy of you should communicate with the divine before you consume anything, especially food, especially with the way that our food is handled, especially in America. Speak life into your food, especially if you're not eating life, if you're not eating plant-based diets. You also have to understand that your perception before you take a bite also determines how that food or drink or whatever, how it impacts the body. It's like if you're eating french fries, like all of this is going to go to my thighs. Oh my God. Okay, you're telling it where to go. And it's almost just as simple as that. You're telling your body and your cells what to do on all levels. That's positively and negatively. So keep your actions, your thoughts, and your energy, the way you give and receive on a personal level. Be smart, be healthy, be conscious, I'm hearing demanding. Take control and tell your body and your reality what the fuck to do. Because you can. And if you want to look at it from more of a scientific standpoint, yeah, it's been said that we are. able to tell our cells what to do. Your cells are very receptive. Passion. Very, very receptive. A lot of us, we take these worldly beliefs, like, for instance, it's hereditary. Well, do you think you're going to get it? Alright, well, congratulations, it's hereditary. 15:15 on the clock. You have so much fucking power, recognize it. If there's an illness that runs through your family, break that chain of it going to you. Command, declare. Petition the Supreme Courts of the sky. I will not have dis-ease on any level, because I will not have dis-ease of the mind, body, the spirit, the soul, the consciousness. I will not be disconnected to myself or myself on a higher plane. I will not be disconnected to my authentic ancestors. I will not be disconnected to my divine team. And I will most certainly not be disconnected from the Most High. Therefore, I will not have dis-ease on any level. You hear me? Aries, don't fuck around with the bullshit. Feathers, restoration. What a beautiful card to come in after death. After death, to have restoration, you're being restored to optimal, I'm hearing optimal capacity for some reason. You're being restored. It's like battery blinking, 1%. And you make it to the charger. 1% and counting. 5, 4, charged it. And and now you're restoring the life of that battery. And with this death, it's like it didn't have to be a full-on death. The phone didn't have to die. It's almost like a near-death experience kind of feeling. Some of you may have went through some things that really jolted you into this ascension, this new level here. And with these feathers, it's bringing me to you having such a firm grip. A firm grip on all of the signs and the synchronicities, the divine guidance, the little breadcrumbs, the keep on going, don't stop now. That's what it is. It's like, I just saw someone on like a treadmill, and where you were about to turn that bitch off, Spirit turned it down and reminded you, get a drink of water. Stay nourished. We talked about the importance of water. Get a drink of water. You're a fire sign, but you won't be extinguished. You're alchemist. You're temperance. Right? Don't stop. Keep going. Just nourish yourself properly in the process. And then you get all of the energy that you need. Treat yourself right. And yourself will treat you right. It's like that realization of, let's make it simple. If I treated someone like shit, I would expect them to return that same energy back, right? So if you're treating your inner world like shit, you would expect your internal world to be creating some shit around you, right? Giving you it right back. So give yourself what you want to be displayed around you. It's like the gift to self. And it's kind of cheesy, the whole, the present. Now, here and now is a present, or is a gift. That's why we call it the present. It's kind of like that. The here and now is you. There wouldn't be nothing else if it weren't a you, because you wouldn't exist to have a consciousness to perceive any fucking thing. You know what I mean? Get it popping with your own reality. Did we cut these yet? I don't think so. Hello from heaven and leadership. The divine is bringing it straight to your front door. Four of Swords. There's an energy, guys. Getting the minds in accordance. Getting the emotions in accordance. This Justice card, these little scales kind of look like cups, and there's almost an energy, the way I'm seeing it, where it's almost gathering all of the blessings and emotions that fall, all of the rain, all of the blessings, all of the rainbows, everything. It's just gathering it in there. And it's interesting because this crystal is sitting directly in one of the scales. And it's like, we did have crystals in this deck here. Balance the way you divinate, you practice divination. Balance the methods you're using for healing. Some of you are really ascending at a rapid pace, and it's kind of fucking with your mental. The yin and yang duality to life, the ups and downs, and I've seen it like a roller coaster. And interestingly enough, the way I'm taking that is, even it's like the ups and the downs are still progressive. Look at it as such. Even when that roller coaster goes down, it doesn't go off track and it doesn't hit the ground. It's still elevated. It's almost like a recognize the many blessings. Some of you aren't even happy. It's like you may not be content with living arrangements or certain conditions of your life, but it's like, are you on the ground at a standstill? Or did you come out of the roller coaster and get severely fucked up? You know, that near-death experience energy we were talking about? No, you didn't. It just felt like death when that roller coaster was dropping its ass off, right? Be grateful. Be grateful. This candle is like going ham right now. Aries, my fire sign, this middle candle is like, I'm hearing it extinguish itself. But it's doing it now, but it's catching its own self back up. It's like popping and everything. Almost like a scattered energy or scattered passion. Some of you may need to get your plans in order. Put some structure to the system. The method, the formula is fine, but how are you going to distribute the formula? What is this method to your madness? Right? It's got to be some control, some structure, some order here. I'm even seeing this feathers as they're so gathered and neat and expansive. There's like an energy of, as you're gathering this information, look at that, that's 2 tens. As you're gathering, we have passion and leadership again. As you're gathering all these many tools for life, similar to the magician, and you're being restored to operate at full capacity, there's just this energy here where you're going to have a firm grasp. And this is something delicate, you know. These are feathers, but they're still being held tight. They're still controlled. There's a softness and a firmness to this energy. They're even bringing me to death. Like, there's a fear. There's a mystery. It happens. There's a relief, you know. There's so many different emotions, so many different things, but they're, you know, and they're delicate. The mind is delicate, you know, especially if it's not controlled, especially if it's in the process of dying and coming back to life. There's a softness, but there's a firmness. 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords. There's a softness, but there's a firmness. And I feel like that's kind of the way life is right now for you. There's things to be happy about, but then there's tower moments, there's ascension symptoms, there's the yin yang, the pros, the cons, the everything as a whole. And you're needing to be delicate but firm with yourself. Delicate but firm. Don't slack, don't two of swords, negative, from a, don't be too logical. Don't be too logical, especially with the way that it's lining up with life review and counselor. Page of Wands and clairvoyance. There's truth here. There's the unexpected, the facing of challenges, the willingness to go forward. Wow. The willingness to go forward through them, above them. It's a strong emphasis here on receiving divine guidance. Receiving in general. To bring me back to that support card from the pre-meditation, from the pre-shuffle. So this is going to be the next 3 weeks, Aries, okay? And it's really interesting because you're going to have to take the lead. You're going to have to take control. You're going to have to be that Aries. You're going to have to be that Emperor. I just heard boss moves. Don't limit yourself. Don't set limitations on yourself. Week 1. You're climbing out of that heavier energy of steel emotions. Large, I'm seeing it like a large body of water. But that's also an energy of getting real raw and personal with yourself. You're coming out of that. Some of you may have been isolated for a while, like withdrawn, to really get within self and really focus on what secures the bag, I heard. Y'all serious. You got focus on yourself. 18 also brings us to the Hermit. And with the Hermit, you definitely did some self-reflection. You definitely pulled back. You definitely had to get aligned with path and purpose. We did bring out purpose in the pre-shuffle. You had to get aligned with, and it's bringing me back to that energy we had in the beginning where you're at that wishing well. And you're going deep down, moon. You're going deep within yourself. Moon also in terms of your moon sign, which is more of yourself. The self you don't really show. The self you are at home when nobody's there, right? You're tapped in, and so when I feel the energy from a past or recent past, more so recent past, definitely more recent past. From a recent past perspective, you went and got with what was uncomfortable. You went and sat down with the self that only you can sit down with, right? You got real authentic. You try to dress up you try to dress up the truth, be delicate with yourself. We did talk about delicate, but firm. You got delicate with self, or you want it to be, but it got raw. It got real. It got firm. You recognize that the only way to retrieve the truth is to go fucking get it, right? So you Hermit, moon, took the time. And it's really reflecting in this eclipse or partial eclipse energy. Again, the moon is always, the sun is always on the other side of that moon. And there's an energy here where some of the things you've done on a personal level are catching up with you. Remember, the cycles and the phases of the planets, the moon, also relate to ourself. Everything is with purpose. You think you think Source went and created planets for fun? Want to dribble them and shit? No. No, they serve purpose. As they're showing me the purpose card. And it wasn't the second, third card, no. Let's see, what is this? The fifth card? And they kept all of these covered up. What? All of the cards we talked about gathered. We didn't talk about disperse. But all the cards from the pre-shuffle are right here. They're right here, still kicking it with us, right? Oh, Aries, you guys are legit. Oh, I didn't even see present. You guys are legit, Aries. Week 1, transformation has happened. You're coming out. You're coming out of a heavy period. You're coming out of darkness. You're coming out of searching for truth. You've arrived at it. You've arrived at truth. This is also about psychic abilities. You've arrived at the truth, and now it's time to come out of the water and go down that path. On the tip, the more traditional card you would see. You go down that path, leaving a trail of emotions. Your mission, your footprint in the sand, you're leaving your mark on the world as you go down that path and pursue true, unfiltered, raw enlightenment. That's when you reach the sun. That's when that Kundalini energy has uncoiled itself. That's when that raw energy of the divine masculine. You know, the sun energy is a masculine energy. The moon is a feminine energy. You get to that raw masculine energy, and that's not to put them on levels of ranking or anything for you who needed to hear that, because they are balanced. What would you have? What would life be without the moon and the sun? We have stopped giving labels and rankings to shit. We didn't create it, so we don't have the right to judge it. That's the same thing as judging. You know, 222 is just on there. That's what people do every day. If you don't create it, you don't have the right to judge it. No matter what it is. Period. That's including people. If you did not create it, you don't have the right to judge it. Because if you created it, you could say, I didn't raise you that way. I didn't this, that. And let's be clear before I leave that at that. It don't matter how somebody raised you. It does not matter. The way that life has molded you, or anybody, any noun, it doesn't matter the way you were molded. Okay. I'm seeing it like a piece of dough. It doesn't matter. Yes, someone created the dough. Yes, you were created. They may have shaped you however the fuck they wanted it to be. But you haven't went into the oven yet. There's that firm but delicate, you know. You haven't went into the oven yet. You can still rework yourself. You can rework that dough and make it in the shape. I'm hearing made in your image. It was just 33:33 on the clock when I said that. You can make life in yourself in your image, in the divine's image, in the image you want it to be in. Especially if you've grown mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever. Shape it in the way you want it to be before you put it in the oven. Before it firms up. Okay? As you're going down this path, roll the dough. Rework it. What they call it, kneading the dough, something like that. Make it the way you want it. This is the energy I feel. Especially with life review following that. And reworking that dough, hell yeah, you gotta do a life review, because you have to first look at what is presented to you. In order to recreate, to restructure, to change, to reprogram, to deprogram, to whatever, you have to first look at it as a whole. You have to first look at it and be like, okay, now what do we have here? Life review. This is what was given to me. This is what I seek to change and create. It was 4:44 on the clock. I was going to ignore that, but I don't know. That may be significant. You know, what do I need to do? How do I bring this back together and get it to stick in order to rework it in my way? What pieces do I need to cut off that may have dried out based on just sitting, you know? And back to the dough thing, you know? What needs to be removed? What is still usable, salvageable? What can I still put back in and roll back into this ball in order to recreate? And what has just been, what needs to go? You know, what just needs to go? Life review. Review it as a whole. And after you've reviewed it as a whole, remove what no longer serves you. And then review what you have kept as a whole. Rather than reviewing, it's like, don't review the ball and what you've cut off. You've done that shit. You've already done that review process. Now that you've overcome the difficulties, you've taken off the bullshit, throw that shit away and just focus on what's salvageable. Focus on what elevates you. Back to that feather theme here. What elevates you? What is firm but yet you still have a grasp on? What is delicate but still firmly within your grasp? What can you still, y'all get what I'm saying? What's still aligned with purpose here? Going into week 2, apply pressure. Apply it. Keep the ball rolling is what I'm hearing. Keep working with the energy you just used. Keep the momentum of what's going on with the moon and the planets. Keep the momentum. Keep the ball rolling. Page of Wands. Pursue something on a new level or something new to you. This is a lot. It's gonna be there's a strong energy here where you're going to have to use your passion. You're going to have to be very energetic and enthusiastic about your endeavors moving forward. We talked about courage and we have the specific word of brave here. Being optimistic, being playful, energetic. Follow your passions, guys. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. This desert energy, it's interesting because there's this energy here where it's like that contrast to the watery energy we keep talking about. And then this dried out energy, you know, where things are dried out, they're able to catch fire faster. So as you've come out of this emotional period, as you've integrating the spiritual aspect to the dried out lands, the worldly plane, that momentum with your fire in this dried place, it ignites so freaking fast that it just propels you forward. Maybe this is why it's easier to take flight over difficulties, or once you've taken flight over difficulties, there's a soar. There's an ease to it. You know, just as again in dry places, in dry lands, you start a fire, it's going to fucking catch fast, it's going to spread. There's an energy of dispersing here. We had dispersed with the rattle. All of these cards are significant, all of them, because they're continually playing a part here in this reading. There's such purpose here. There's such passion. There's drive. There's a oh shit epiphany, even that I can do it. I can do it. And for some of you, the speed in which that it takes off is just kind of like, oh shit, whoa, Well, I kind of created it with this magic wand, but it kind of appeared rapidly in my physical experience or in my ascension process. And now my mind is kind of like two minds about it. That yin yang to everything. Again, life review and counselor. There's an energy, again, delicate with self. Don't stop. I just heard, don't stop believing. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. No matter what's charging ahead, no matter what's opposing each other, no matter if the sun is rising or setting, don't stop. Even they're so close to water, but they're still coming out of it. It's like at that beachfront. Oh, beachfront. Water, sand, water, sand, where the water and the sand meets, where the tides roll in. Don't fucking stop because it splashed you. Don't stop because it swept you. Don't stop if you fall. Don't stop. Don't fucking stop. Be the sponge. There's nothing that life can't teach you if you're willing to learn. Don't stop. This passion is so passionate. It's coming across so fucking passionate and sincere. The divine is trying to reel it home. Don't stop. Don't stop. I'm seeing just somebody getting it, fucking it up, dancing to that song, Don't Stop Believing. You know, whatever the name of the song is. Don't stop, guys. It'll all be better if you just make a decision. Over analyzing a problem. You guys gotta find a compromise within yourself. Don't stop. When the rubber meets the road, there's no stop signs. There's no red lights. Alright, there may be a few red lights. But don't stop. There's no stop signs. The reason I say there may be red lights, yellow lights, a hell of a lot of green lights, is because, yeah, the divine will always give you a reflective point. It's like a checkpoint. Don't stop. When you hit a checkpoint, you could take a minute. You could pause the game. You know, whatever you can do. You guys get the metaphor here. You can, when you hit a red light, that's the moment to text back. Okay? That's when you can check your phone. That's this, that. You get what I'm saying here. But red lights, they last for seconds. Seconds. Or minutes. Minutes. Yellow lights last for seconds. You slow down for seconds. You know, you get the red light, you stop for minutes. But the divine is not giving you the stop sign option, because stop signs, you can fucking sit there for a minute. You can put your hazards on. You know, that's not an option. Your option here is everything in divine timing. Divine timing. Red lights, yellow lights, green lights, divine timing. Pay attention. Clairvoyance. I'm helping you understand spiritual insight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Clairvoyance. That's that Ace of Swords. Clairvoyance to me is the Ace of Swords, or the Ace of Swords is clairvoyance to me. You know, that's that clear vision, clear perception. Coming out of the Two of Swords, definitely clear perception, clear vision. Pay attention. That's week 2. Week 3, guys, we have clear sentience, another ability. Moon, psychic abilities. Wand, vibration, energy, spirit. Spirit is more tied to cups, but you get what I'm saying here. My clear sentience card, that would be the Ace of Cups. As I just said about cups. I just said that would be more of a cup card. But anyways, Ace of Cups. That's clear feeling. Okay? Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings. as they are significantly divine guidance. You guys have the magic wand. You're unstoppable. There's an energy where you've mastered water, fire, air, and you're about to conquer earth. That is so dope, y'all. I just heard I'm going to make it look sexy. Listen, please pay attention to that because it feels like it has such relevance. You really need to understand. You've conquered. You've surmounted any difficulties here. You've conquered water, fire, air. You're about to tap into that earth and really be on a different plateau. Water, fire, air. Especially with the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords. Water, air. You had to conquer fire if you're on a wand and not still in the minors, the karmic cycle. Water, fire, air. Interestingly, we have no earth cards, as a matter of fact. Oh shit. It really comes together when you listen and let spirit guide your readings. Even this is air and water. You've mastered water, fire, air, guys. And you're about to get on your shit and master earth. This is abundance, abundance, abundance is what you're going after. Especially with counselor, you're being delicate again with self. You're really listening to your truthful. You're speaking to the higher counsel of self and your team. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and your reassurance. There's that moon energy in the background. I wish you guys, I'm going to get better, I'm going to get some better shit. I'm speaking so much into my life, and and I am manifesting so much. You guys, it will be better quality coming to the channel soon, trust me. Okay? I just have a lot of shit to do. There's also an energy here of surrendering. You're partnering with the divine and surrendering. You get your Ten of Cups. You get that fulfillment within you and external to you. This is a joy in self and life. No blocks, no stagnation. The rainbows after the storm, the pot of gold. It's a continual process. But love yourself enough to go through it. To reach these endings, there's that Caduceus energy. To heal yourself, to nurture yourself, to pursue your passion. To let, and like I said, you've already conquered water, fire, air. Get passionate. Take the lead and go after earth and obtain all that is for you, Aries. Thank you guys for the love and support. I love you guys. I hope this helped on so many levels, and I know it did. For someone. You gotta have faith, right? I trust my cards and I trust spirit. So you guys have a great one. Reach out to each other, communicate. Let's be a family here. Comment section, let's make it go up. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All these good things. Let's build a community. This is a foundation to grow from, guys. Let's plant the roots, the seeds. Let's do it all. Have a great one. Love you guys.